Mm, 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 oh, oh, don't leave me this way. I can't survive. I can stay alive without you, love. Don't leave me this way. Oh, baby. A heart full of love and it's all for you. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Wrestling Bands. That's right. They did the day. They left the building. They walked their asses out. This is all everyone's talking about. We got people coming from either side. Some people think it's a work. Some people think it's legit. Some people are backing WWE. Some people are backing Sasha and Naomi. Where do I stand? I don't know. I don't know what the bloody hell's going on. This is Wrestling Bants. It's time to talk about Monday Night Raw. So you know what that means. It's time for another review, baby. Let's do this. Let's go. And there's only one thing really to talk about. Let's start from the beginning, shall we? So this is I got this off a site. I'm not going to say the name. I'm not bigging up anyone, whoever it is. Supposedly, this person is followed by Naomi on Twitter, and they were giving us permission to share her side of the story. So let's kick it off. You are approached in February as being put. Well, that's there. You are approached in February as being put in a tag team after both being promised big feuds at WrestleMania. You bite the bullet and put everything you've got into being a tag team. It works. You get over. You win the titles at WrestleMania and become merch pushers. What merch have they had so far? Okay. We continue anyway. 5 weeks into your reign, you show up to live TV and ready to work, as you do. You are told you will be in the main event. Nothing wrong there so far. And you are happy, okay? You both are then told that one will be going over from pinning the other. You have questions why that decision was made. Of course you would. And how it helps y'all, you all. You request a meeting with your boss to discuss it. Your boss takes the meeting and everything is actually going well. He understands your concerns, the meeting ends well, and the match is told to be reconstructed. For some reason, producers get mad about it. You then ask, with one of your members going over, what happens to your titles? You are told basically that you will just be carrying the belts. Shows how much, and again, like we said time and time again, I've said it, they don't give a damn. They don't give a fuck about tag team wrestling. It means nothing to Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Remember that. He don't care about tag team wrestling. He don't really care about women's wrestling. Behave. He was forced into this. Yeah, where were we? Yeah, you're basically told to carry the belts. They want to use you both to help both women's champions get more over, because to be honest with you, since them winning those belts, Bianca at WrestleMania, I know Ronda's only just recently won it, but flat. They got no ideas for Bianca Belair should be the star of the show of Monday Night Raw, and they're doing absolutely nothing with her. She was a big part again this week, just in the corner. Do you know what I mean? She's literally an extra on Raw. Do me a favour. They have no idea how to build talent. Anyway, yeah, so it'll be Bianca versus Naomi, Sasha versus Ronda. Neither one of you will win the solo titles, and you won't defend your tag titles until Money in the Bank. Again, just shows how much they care about tag team wrestling in this company. You ask for another meeting with your boss, but this time you are being called spoiled. Ooh. A producer walks away screaming. Screaming. Ah! I wonder who that producer is. That's the question. Who is that producer? He comes back and tells both of you to fix your attitudes. Ooh, damn. Y'all have a brief meeting amongst yourselves and decide to stand up for yourselves. You go to another boss. That's the problem here. Too many chefs and not enough cook. Do you know what I mean? Too many cooks spoiling the broth. That's the problem. Too many chiefs, not enough Indians. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the major problem here. There's too many heads. Not just go to the main geezer. You're probably going to be standing there waiting for him for hours on end, but then the show's over. Getting a meeting with Vinnie Mac. Anyway, you all have a brief meeting amongst yourselves. You go to another boss and make it clear you have concerns. You ask, why are we even in the match? And why aren't other women in it? What other women? Who have they got? Who are they building up? Nobody. This is the problem with the women's division. It's not big enough. They need to put it all together. Then we can start building a tag team division for the women. You ask why your titles have no stories for 2 months. No one has any stories. No one. So don't get upset because you've got no story. I know you've got to defend yourselves. I get that. But no one else has got shit all going on for them, really. Really, you're either a joke comedian act or you're Roman Reigns. That's it. Again, you are met with fix your attitudes. So after one final meeting with yourselves and asking others, who are these others? Who are the others? You make the ultimate decision as a team. It's sad how one side is trying to create a fucked up narrative. Sorry for the French. Also, it was asked, why were Nikki, Ash, and Doudrop in the match instead of starting their program tonight? That's a point. I thought they were starting some tag team feud with those two. Didn't go down like that. No, they're changing their minds again. Naomi nor Sasha talked down about being in the ring with either one. I don't know how that got flipped. So we'll go to the WWE statement now. Just pull that up. Official WWE statement on Sasha Banks and Naomi. When Sasha Banks and Naomi arrived at the arena this afternoon, they were informed of their participation in the main event of tonight's Monday Night Raw. During the broadcast, they walked into WWE Head of Talent Relations John Laurinaitis' office with their suitcases in hand, placed their tag team championship belts on his desk, and walked out. Damn. They claimed they weren't respected enough as tag team champions, and even though they had 8 hours to rehearse and construct their match, they claimed they were uncomfortable in the ring with two of their opponents, even though they'd had matches with those individuals in the past with no consequence. Monday Night Raw is a scripted, thanks for letting everyone know, a scripted live TV show whose characters are expected to perform the requirements of their contract. We regret we were unable to deliver as advertised tonight's main event. Now, if this is a work, which most people are saying is, where do they go from? Where is this story going? Do you know what I mean? If you think it's a work, where's this going? The only way you can work around this is, I don't know. They said they went and sought people's help. Who would they ask for help? Who's Naomi's husband? Bloodline, baby. Ask the bloodline for some help. And Roman Reigns has probably said, just put them down and walk the hell out of there. Same with Paul Heyman. Let's call their bluff. And then they'll get their tag titles back. They'll win both of those titles. They'll join the bloodline. Sasha Banks would be awesome in the bloodline. I know she's not related, but it could work. Having Paul Heyman in her corner could bloody work for her. That's the only way they're getting around this. Is having those two join the bloodline. Who do I back on this decision? Well, I've got to admit, they sign contracts. You're there to do a job. I get if you're not happy about things, you go and question someone, but if they're telling the truth, then they are being mistreated. Damn straight. That you're not the only ones. Maybe they know their value. Maybe they think they're worth more somewhere else. I mean, Sasha Banks has been doing big things outside of wrestling. She could go places. Naomi, I don't know. Would AEW take? I'm pretty sure Tony Khan would take Sasha Banks like that. I mean, before, when Austin did this years and years ago, there was no WCW for him to go to. They'd shut doors about a year before. If he had done it a couple of years before that, WWE or WWF back then would have been shitting themselves. Now, is Sasha Banks as big a star as Stone Cold? Of course not. Of course she's not. But in the realms of things, like where women's wrestling is, she is quite a big star in women's wrestling. She's been outside and done big things like Star Wars, The Mandalorian. She's a big deal. And she could make a name for herself. She's Snoop Dogg's cousin. She could go to AEW and make a big name for herself over there. I'm kind of stuck in the middle of this one. I get where they're being... Everyone's being mistreated by WWE. You're not the only ones. It's going to happen again and again and again with a man like Vince McMahon at the helm, changing his mind every other second. It's bound to happen. Bound to happen. People are going to be unhappy with his decisions. They're not going to make sense. Half of the time, these shows don't make any sense. But you're there to you sign the contract, girls. You're there to do a job and do your job. You should. I'm sorry. People don't like that, but that's the way it is. That's the bottom line. You are paid to do your job, whether you like it or not. I wish we could all do that in our jobs. Just go into the boss's office and say, do you know what? I'm not happy. I want to do it a different way. See, how many of you last another day in your job? Disrespecting the boss like that. Saying, no, I'm not doing it. Do you know what I mean? If we all did that every day, we wouldn't get very far in life. Sometimes you just got to suck it up, get on with it and do the job. Eat shit and like the taste. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, that was pretty much it. That was the show for Raw tonight, pretty much. That's what everyone was talking about. Everyone was thinking about. Nobody cared about the actual show itself. To be honest with you, it sucked fucking ass from start to finish. Dreadful. And I'm not surprised Sasha and Naomi walked out. I am surprised the fans in the building didn't want their money back. How can they sit through that? In the building, sitting there watching that dross, watching that crap and not have a fast forward button to hit. That's what we've got at home. Luckily, we can fast forward through most of this absolute bullshit that they try and claim is professional wrestling or sports entertainment. It's not even entertaining. We kick off with a Lashley Omos steel cage match. And Omos he's shit, isn't he? I mean, 7-foot giants. We've seen a lot of them over the years. And we've seen some good athletic big men. And then we've seen some absolute dross. And for me, he falls in the Giant Gonzalez category. Trust me. Almost throws Lashley out of the cage. We've seen it done so many times. Braun Strowman did it a couple of times with Roman Reigns, I'm pretty sure. It was one of them ones. Lashley wins. Lucky Lashley goes over here. But you can see them having a third or whatever fourth match at Hell in a Cell. And I'm not looking forward to that. For me, why did they split Lashley and MVP up? It was the perfect partnership. This just seems like B-rate now. I'm not interested. Sorry, I'm not. Then we move on to the segment with Theory, Miz, Mustafa Ali and all that bullshit. Mustafa Ali's just come back. And they're already jobbing the geezer out. He's supposed to be facing Theory. That's the match book. That's the match we're expecting. But what we get is very, very different. We get Mustafa Ali going one-on-one with Veer Mahan. Veer Mahan squashed him. So that's it. Mustafa's done. Done out here, fam. Might as well just take your bags and pack them up. Follow Naomi and Sasha out that door. Miz is the referee. Ali gets squashed. And then the return. The saviors. Dominic and Rey Mysterio make the save as Veer Mahan, Theory, and Miz putting the boots to Ali. And oh my God. You've already just ruined another monster in your company. How the hell is Dominic and Rey Mysterio together collectively taking out Veer Mahan? It's not believable at all. I'm sorry, it's not. Dominic don't look like he could knock a skin off a rice pudding. Jesus. Now we get Becky Lynch and Adam Pearce backstage talking openly about Sasha and Naomi walking out the building. So is this a work? Is this a shoot? Who knows? Shoot, work, shoot, what, who, where, when, what, wow. But what we do know is the main event that was originally planned, this 6-pack challenge. Oh my God. Thank fuck. I mean, I'm not going to complain, but I do kind of feel sorry for Doudrop and Nikki Ash just getting taken out of the match for no apparent reason. I'm not a big fan of theirs, but what did they do wrong? Were they the two they didn't want to work with, but then they were happy to work with them in a tag team thingy? Is it Becky? Is it Asuka? Who knows? I mean, who knows what's going on here? It doesn't really make a lot of sense. More needs to come out for us to understand what the hell is going on, but it won't. It'll just be little bits from Sean Ross Sapp and Dave Meltzer telling us they know best with their sources. The only source those two got are HP and Hines. Trust me, that's the only ones they're sucking on. We get Riddle versus Jimmy Uso, and these matches just going on and on. It's Uso, RK Bro bullshit. Finally, we're getting the match we all want on SmackDown. Why couldn't it have been at Backlash? Why couldn't it have been on another premium event show? Save it for Hell in a Cell. But no, we're throwing it away on an ordinary week of SmackDown that no one cares about. No Bo Bandy tonight. Where's Randers? Randy! Oh, Bo Bandy. No Bo Bandy in the building. Don't know where he is. Not even mentioned. But Riddle pulls out a roll-up win. Rolls up Jimmy. He's smoking another L. One of the best parts of this show for me was a Judgment Day promo. Gotta say, Damian Priest has the best evil laugh in professional wrestling. I can't even do it. I can't even attempt to do it justice. So good as a heel. So much better in this role than the bullshit babyface he was before. Just a bland, boring bullshit he was before. Even Rhea Ripley knocking it out the park on her promo. Okay, it was scripted. She needs it scripted. But the way she delivered it, the feeling you got from it, and Edge as well. Very, very good. Best thing about this show by far. Along when we only got about a minute. That was the best thing about the whole fucking show. 1 minute. 1 minute of 3 hours. Now, Finn Balor and AJ Styles are now a tag team, and in their corner is Little Liv Morgan. They defeated Los Lotharios. You saw that coming. Job squasher match. Too sweet at the end with Liv Morgan. Why not? I wouldn't mind too sweeting her. Talk about jokes. Talk about goofs. Owens. Kevin Owens. This guy main evented this year's WrestleMania with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now he's having to put up with shoosh, please, and all that bullshit. And Leaky Ezekiel. Do me a favor with all this bullshit, man. Barbecue sauce, DNA tests. What's next? A piss test? Who knows where this bullshit is going? Poor Kevin Owens. What has he done wrong? He signed a contract for all that money and they're treating him like a joke now. An absolute effing joke. Talk about a joke. The joke is on us because we get Alexa Bliss and Sonya Deville another time. Rematch, baby. Rematch from last week because everyone was dying to see that again, weren't we? And the old Alexa Bliss is back. She's got new music from last week. She had her old music. Now she's got newer music. She's lost all the bullshit she was before, you know, when she was with The Fiend and then she changed into this weird gimmick. That's all gone and she's back to smiley Alexa Bliss, waving and slapping hands, kissing the fans, kissing their ass. I just can't take her seriously. I mean, Sonya Deville's got a good look. She looks good. Looks like she could handle herself. But then she's getting knocked out by Polly in my pocket. Do you know what I mean? Joke, man. Joke. Deville arguing the ref after the match, gives him a slap. That's going somewhere, obviously. But how many times have wrestlers assaulted referees and nothing's been done about it? So why is she all of a sudden going to get like fined or whatever? Makes no sense. Make it make sense, guys. We've got the weekly Cody Rhodes promo. He's getting boring quick. And he wants one more match with Seth Rollins. I mean, the first two are fair enough. First one, good. Second one, absolutely amazing. So the third one should be the deciding one. But is Seth losing for a third time in a row? I suppose Seth can keep losing. He's a made man in the WWE. He doesn't need to win anything anymore. The only thing he needs is some dress advice. What is he wearing tonight? A string vest with a greeny yellow luminous jacket. My God. So yeah, we've got Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins in a Hell in a Cell. Oscar. Let's talk about Oscar for a minute, shall we? A quick minute. Because, man, what the hell? That promo couldn't have been more racist, stereotyped than anything you've ever seen. This is 2022, not 1975. You've got to talk in like that. Dear God. What, who, how, where are they getting away with this? How? On international TV, round the world. And people aren't complaining about it. Do me a favour. No, they just go, shush, please. It's Ezekiel versus Chad Gable, the match we all wanted to see. Do me a favour. I've had enough of this. Like I said, I like Chad Gable, I like Otis, but they're a joke team now. Kevin Owens, joke now. An absolute joke. He wrestled in the main event. He carried Stone Cold to a good match at WrestleMania. It was all him. And how does he get thanked? With this crap. With Ezekiel, the blandest, boring wrestler ever. And Ultimate Warrior wants his tassels back. Do me a favor. Oh my God. This guy is getting ribbed. Surely. Like, he's being tested. Like, you got Elias over. Now let's see if you can get the most boring, blandest character over. And they're not doing him any favors, are they really? Crap, boring bullshit. Talk about goofs. Talk about our goof. Tamina, Tozawa, Silicone, Cindy, and now Carmella's thrown into the bunch. Matter a week or two and Corey Graves will be running around with them as well. Show is a fucking joke. Lacey Evans, her chapters of her life continue. This is your life. Lacey Evans comes out to the ring and bores the fans in the ring with an in-ring promo. What we've all wanted to keep the people there for the main event, isn't it? Put Lacey Evans in the ring. Jesus. How we get the main event? Big time Bex, the one star they've got in the women's division, losing to Asuka. The stereotypical racist Asian character is going to be in the main event, or not going to be in the main event, but they're going to be she's going to be wrestling Bianca Belair, who was just nowhere, the extra, just a side girl, just there. Do you know what I mean? That's your champion. If the tag team champions don't want story, the women's champion ain't getting storylines. How can the tag team champions expect to get anything when they're not doing anything? Absolutely nothing with their women's champion. Vince McMahon does not care about women's wrestling. Vince McMahon does not care about tag team wrestling. Vince McMahon does not care about cruiserweight wrestling. Vince McMahon doesn't care about any wrestling at all. He cares about making money. Simples. You are expendable. All of you, apart from probably Roman Reigns. He doesn't care. He does not give a shit. They've been lying to you. Ever since this women's revolution came around, it was a big pack of lies. It's just more ways to get them, for you to give them money, for you to make them watch, for you to make them, you think, oh yeah, they care about women's wrestling. No, they don't. No. It's an absolute joke, absolute farce. I thought this was heading triple threat at least. Putting Becky Lynch in that match. Who wants to see Asuka versus Bianca Belair? How are they telling that story? How are they building that up? Do me a favour. Put your biggest star in the biggest matches. Put the belts around them. Becky Lynch is one of the biggest stars you've got at the moment, and you are pissing it up the wall. This has been Wrestling Bants. Monday Night Raw sucked ass. The only interesting thing was Naomi, Bianca walking out. And you can hear John Laurinaitis singing the song. Don't leave me this way. I can survive. We won't stay alive without you, baby. Don't leave me this way. Oh, baby. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely ridiculous. The show was crap. I'm not surprised this talent have started walking out. It's only a matter of time before more fans do. How are the fans, wherever they were, whoever were there, aren't asking for their money back? It's a complete farce, a complete joke. You are half the problem. The ones that are turning up to the shows. That stops happening. People stop going to the shows. Maybe we'll get a change. Stop paying a subscription to your WWE network. Stop buying the merch. Stop giving them your money. Thanks for watching Wrestling Bants. Smash the subscribe button. Smash the like button. I'm here every day this week. You know the score. Monday Night Raw, though. Poor. Absolute poorness. Just shit. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Stay lucky, everybody.